It's December 3rd, you guys. Damn. It really does feel like I'm gonna blink and Christmas is gonna be here. I'm gonna blink again and it's gonna be January 1st, fucking 2026. Are you guys ready for a whole second year of the Donald Trump administration and all of their bullshit? Are you ready for capitalism to charge you higher and even fucking higher prices? Are you guys ready for the surveillance state that is fucking Google, Meta, X, and TikTok to fucking really fucking be tracking you and everything that you do and everything that you think, and thought crime will be a thing soon. You're anti-Zionist? That's a thought crime. You're going to jail. How dare you think that? He has a Palestinian flag. Wave him for a pre-crime fucking search. They're really doing that Minority Report bullshit where artificial intelligence is going to use algorithms to predict who's going to commit crimes and win. Man, I thought the future was at least going to have some cool fucking technology, but it's like, oh, all this technology sucks. The architecture of the future isn't bright, shiny, and upscale. It's just deteriorating, beige, cracking foundations. I think what's most insane is that we have the capability to do so many things just with the technology we have alone. And man, if we could simply solve the problems of shelter, food, water, and fucking medicine for all people on Earth so that they can be functioning members of the globe. I was a drug addict and now I'm an artist. I was an alcoholic and now I'm an engineer. I came up with this cool way to do this with that. Similar to, what's his name, Julian Brown, I believe his name is, and he's making Plastoline. That is gasoline out of plastic bits. So he's doing one thing, which is creating a need for the waste that is plastic, and he's turning it into something reusable, which is gasoline for vehicles. And I think it's a shame that, the whole world isn't getting behind movements like his. They simply say, oh yeah, you're gonna need a lot of money. You wanna turn plastic into gasoline? It'll never happen. And he already has made it happen. Now it's time for him to start scaling his operations upwards. It's a shame we live in a world that creates plastic bottles out of oil. And that oil just turns into microplastics, which, just sit there in the environment unused for years. I think what's funny is they always say, don't burn fucking trash. But if you've ever thrown plastic into a fire, you'll notice that it's actually quite flammable. Wonder why? It's almost as if all of those chemical bonds that are making a plastic bottle are breaking down into the base elements that is fucking oil and gasoline. And he's got his process down to where his plastic bottles can be separated into regular gasoline and diesel. And what are we all going to be doing in 2026? We're going to be going to work to make the rich richer so that we could pay our bills. If we work for 90 hours a week, they might just let us live, is the discourse some Americans out there are having. I'm saying, they've been sucking on these teats for so long, my nipples are going raw. They're real eager and biting away, and I'm trying to say we remove them from the nip. We cut them off of the teat, if you will. Maternal energy isn't continuing to care for your creature. Maternal energy is, giving your creature what it needs to survive at first, but then cutting that shit off at the teat. Could you imagine a 50-year-old man still trying to breastfeed his mom? Could you imagine a 20-year-old woman still trying to breastfeed off of her mom? No, you cut them off and you're like, no, get your own food. This breastfeeding is a lot of work. Mama ain't got enough milk for your hungry needs. And sometimes there's people out there who are just adamantly opposed to cow's milk. And it's like, well, what's your solution? Should I go up to my mom and ask her for a cup of breast milk so I can have a bowl of fucking cereal? Hey mama, can I bother you for a cup of breast milk? Baby hungry? From what I've heard, breast milk is fairly sweet. I don't know if a sweet milk would go good on a bowl of sweet cereal. Me, I prefer my milk cold. I don't know how warm breast milk would go on top of, cereal. You know, I prefer my milk filtered and pasteurized. Just imagine how many things you're getting out of a woman's teat. You're getting like that little chunk of milk that forms on the end and dries up. I just imagine like how chunky a glass of breast milk would be. You guys ever get that milk that has the cream on the top? That's what I imagine a breast milk glass would be. All right, I think I've riffed on breast milk enough today.